Welcome everybody to Loddon Valley NBL Division 1 action today. Mark Hayward, joined by my esteemed co-host Ben Fisher. Hi Ben.
Good afternoon Mark, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. The Valley is filling up and it, by all accounts, is a sellout today.
Love a sellout.
We
love a
sellout. So it's a complete sellout. We're packing in chairs where we can. There's still about 50 people trying to come in through the doors, so massive day here at the Valley. We welcome the Essex Rebels into town, who Ben Fisher reliably informs me no longer can have a playoff spot.
Indeed, but they are also safe from relegation, especially after Westminster's victory over Manchester Magic last night, 85-100 in the bottom two teams in the league. But the Rockets definitely looking to secure a top 4 spot with a win today.
Completely that, and don't be fooled by the placing of the Essex Rebels outside of the playoff spot. They do have a pretty loaded roster that's probably been in and out during the year, but they are back in full. As you will see, Flip Jenkins being introduced onto the floor. A very noisy Valley today, Fish.
Yes, nothing new there though. Bailey the Boom loves to shout the odds.
Yes, hopefully he will stay out of trouble this afternoon. If not, you will be called into action swiftly.
Not sure about that. I may have been released from those duties. Who knows?
The duties may or may not.
They may or not be false. Yes. So let's see.
If you are joining us on the YouTube live stream, very much appreciated for joining us today. Pop us a message in the chat. Let us know that you hear us loud and clear and you are enjoying today's NBL action. We've got tons to go through. I was sent by our Director of Basketball Operations.
No, Commander-in-Chief sounds much better.
Matt Johnson sent me lots to discuss, all very valid. Points to go through, so we'll get through those. We've got a couple of hours. We can get through those.
Absolutely.
Sellout being massively on there. Sellout. We've sold out today, Fish.
Yeah, it's really great to see as the season's sort of come to its climax. The fans have kept coming and coming, and I think it's a testament to all the work that goes on behind the scenes. Just with ticketing and marketing and stuff like that. Louise Carrigan and her team do a fantastic job. We've got Menno, who's come on to the scene in terms of the marketing, and it's just brilliant. It's really, really good, and the atmosphere. They talk about a 6th man, and I think it's definitely helped the Rockets in prior games.
You are right. The team behind the scenes doing a fantastic job. Full and noisy here today, which is always nice when it comes to our headphone mics and we can't hear anything. And I imagine that will happen at some point today. We are at only about 32 people watching so far, so this is a good time to text your friends and your relatives and your dog walkers, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, nieces, grandparents. Tell them to join the live stream. We're here. Just before we get into the Essex Rebels and Reading lineup, what are the implications of today's game, Fish, especially for home team Reading Rockets?
Well, I think that they'll be looking to secure a top 4 spot. They're currently on 14 wins and 9 losses with 3 games to go. And they've got a tough little weekend next weekend when they travel to Thames Valley Cavaliers, who are on probably one of the informed teams in the league. They've come right from the doldrums and are now just behind the Rockets in 5th place. And of course Team Solar Kestrels as well, who will be looking to I would imagine avoid the 8th seed, as that will be an away trip to Hemel. So for the Rockets, it's really cementing that 4th place and picking up a win. I think they probably feel that they should.
Brilliant stuff. Lots to play for here for the Rockets. Bailey has this crowd jumping both figuratively and literally at the minute, which is great to see. Let's have a really quick look at the Essex lineup. It's Jake Einan, Tyrese Hudson, Rory Winter, Lee Linton-Hodges and Trost make up the starters for Essex. A lot of firepower in there in the guard spots, as well as big man Linton-Hodges, Ben.
Well, indeed, and I think that they've got about, as Matt was saying earlier in the women's game, they've got about 14 foot worth of height between two players. So yeah, the interior game is going to be an interesting one because Jordan Jackson remains out for the Rockets. So Finn Porter's going to have to play heavy minutes, and they're going to really have to defend the interior well with undersized guards too. So I think that is on one side of the spectrum. The other side is they've got some really good guards as well who can score the ball. So this is not going to be an easy game for the Rockets, but it's probably a test that they need right before the playoffs and the final two league games next weekend.
Couldn't agree more. The bench is made up by Ben Winter, Masafra, McHugh, Disu, Oghabon, Atiba and other footer who makes up that 14 foot of height is Dylan Johns. For the Rockets, they will lead with Jemiah Flip-Jenkins, Reece Pinnock, Ben Dixon, Troy Cracknell and Finn Porter, who Fish has just mentioned going to have to play some pretty heavy minutes here today with a big front line of Essex. Then it's Anthony Corner, Lewis Champion, Ash Kitchen. Isaac Round is named. Will Isaac play today?
Hopefully so, yeah. He has been back in action. He had a double-double for the under-18 team yesterday in their three-point victory over Birmingham. So
slip that in there.
Yeah, absolutely, got to do that. Really good to see him back. So I'm hoping he'll feature, but I'm pretty sure Ashley Kitchen will feature, and he'll probably feature at the 4 spot as well. So it'll be interesting to see. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, Mark, if Ben Dixon ends up defending Lee Hodges for a little bit, you know, because he's just really smart in how he defends even against size. But as I say, it'll need to be a collective effort from the Rockets to stop the interior threat of Essex.
Reece Grocott and Zach Powell round out the bench for the Reading Rockets. The atmosphere here today is absolutely buzzing. So if you are still in the Loddon area and contemplating it with no seconds left on the clock, get your butts down here because it's going to be a good one. Anybody else on the live stream, make sure you get here early. Great atmosphere, going to be a good one. Tip is Linton Hodges, but then controlled by Rory Winter. Hodges is defended by Porter in the post. A lot of contact early from the bigs. Nice little backdoor there from... That was Chose, I think. Owen Chose. This is Pinnock and Jeremiah Jenkins, who had the hot hand in the first half here last week against Manchester. Dials his own number early doors and gets that one to go.
And I said it last week, he does such a good job of making the defence switch on the pick and roll.
Just as you saw there, Ben, there was the front from Porter. Help side came from Cracknell, and it was good as Pinnock goes inside. Doesn't get the little kiss off the glass, the drop, just rims off. And this is Jake Einan with the ball here. Handoff with Linton Hodges. Shows into Winter, loses the handle, and Pinnock just picks up the loose one, and he will fly in for the right-handed stuff, but blows that one with the easy 2 there.
Yeah,
and Chose on the other end. Sorry, go Fish.
Sorry, I was just a coach's nightmare, missing a Duncan and giving up a 3, but thankfully for the Rockets it didn't drop.
Settles down here. This is Porter. Pinnock with a nice little bounce pass inside, and Porter uses the speed against Linton Hodges with the easy one in the front of the rim.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to help the Rockets is Finn Porter's versatility against the big unit of Linton Hodges.
Hudson reverses through Einan. There's the first whistle. That is going to be on Porter. His first.
Yeah, it looked like just running a little shuffle action there for Hinton Hodges. I'm just watching it back. He gives it up, and it's a tough screen to defend.
Definitely going to be a lot of focus on how they defend the front line of Essex. So far, so good. Although the foul trouble is the one that's going to be interesting. No other real big here other than academy man Reece Grocott. Another turnover forced by the Rockets, and they are out and running with Dixon. He'll find Cracknell for his first touch. Early screen and roll with Porter, gets Hodges into the action, and Dixon with a good shot fake goes baseline. Hodges in the air again, and really nice move, the Euro on the baseline from Finn Porter.
Yeah, right now the perimeter defence of Essex Rebels probably not where they feel it needs to be. Rockets finding success on the shot fake and drive, and a good bucket there from the home team.
Winter to Einan, high screen and roll. He likes that one if you go underneath, and he buries it from straight away three. Jake Einan, not the guy you want to get going early.
Indeed, and a really influential player for this Essex team, and had spells with Ipswich as well, and a really good perimeter threat.
Here's Jeremiah Jenkins again. Cracknell on the follow. He's just annoyed himself when he get that one to go. Rockets calling the defensive coverage here. Lots of switching on the perimeter. This one chased by Dixon. There's that screen and roll again, Einan. Porter on the show. Dixon defends it well. And the shot clock violation. That will please coach Samit Nurizadeh.
Yes, good defence from the Rockets. Just taking away the key actions off the stagger there. And Rockets with a chance to extend their advantage.
It's Rockets 9-5 at the minute. Jenkins to Cracknell. Dixon had a long time to look at this one, but he's way short from the right wing, and it's Winter who picks this one up. Goes at Porter, foul called, and that will be an early 2 on Finn Porter.
Yes, and Reece Grocott is actually going to come into the game for the Rockets, and hasn't played an awful lot, but is going to have his work cut out now defending the size of Hodges.
It's always nice to see when Reece Grocott, by average standards, a very large young man, and then he stands next to Hodges and he looks tiny.
Very much so.
Levels. Essex make the baseline jumper. Rockets 9-7. Here's Jenkins, screened by Grocott, skipped out to Dixon, who missed his first, but again, Rockets having some success from the perimeter, and it's Grocott on the roll, and he gets it to go. And the Rockets bench on their feet, and they love that one.
Yes, Rockets are finding scoring relatively easy so far, but it's if they're going to be able to stop Essex at the moment.
Hudson with a circus shot off the window. High glass, gets it to go. Rockets straight the other way though. Here's Jenkins probing into Cracknell. He'll try and turn the corner, backs his way in deep. Gets it to go, but Hodges clears, and this is Einan. They're 3-on-3 here going the other way. Backdoor from Chosen, he'll get the easy lay-in, and that will tie things up at 11.
Yeah, we're beginning to see why the Essex Rebels don't really reflect their league position. They've got some excellent talent, and they've played some good basketball so far, especially on the offensive end.
Cracknell behind 3 this time. He front rims it, and it's Reece Pinnock, who is, we know, is a good rebounder on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, Rockets haven't really got going from the perimeter just yet. Jeremiah Jenkins with the only 3, I think, for the Rockets.
Ogabon and Ben Winter in. Rory Winter and Linton Hodges out. So a bit of size gone here from the Rebels. They'll be a little bit smaller.
Yeah, and that might tempt Nurizadeh just to change things up a little bit shortly.
Into Grocott. Kicks 4 on the shot clock. Jenkins will have to hurry. Runner, right hand, gets it to go. Nice from Flip Jenkins.
Tough from Jeremiah Jenkins. Shot clock was winding down, and a really nice finish over the defence for 2.
Ben Winter inside to Hudson, I think that is. Gets the easy one by the rim. Just obscured my view a little bit there. Cracknell, Pinnock. Grocott, who's given good minutes so far, finds Samit Nurizadeh on the sideline.
Yes, if there's one person you don't want to find on a pass, it's the coach on the sideline.
In the defence, he stood next to the guy he wants to throw it to, in all black pretty much.
Yep. That Yep, you've made a fair comment there.
Thanks. The good thing is I don't have to work with Samet, so I can make those comments and you can deal with them on Monday morning.
Thank you. Yes, there'll be a lot to deal with Monday morning, that's for sure.
Ben Winter goes at Dixon, defended well all the way down the lane, nothing doing. Good rebound from Grocott, has to hold this in and whistle on the play. He needs to get that ball under his chin, get those elbows out, fella.
Indeed, but good to see the officials calling that one early. We had that in the ladies' game earlier on. That call was made very, very late in the game, so it was quite difficult to judge that. But I think a good call by the officials as Lewis Champion comes in for Dixon.
Hometown kid, Lewis Champion, checking in for Ben Dixon, as Fish says. All tied here at 13, 4 to go in this first quarter. Cracknell looking for Grocott on the high-low. He'll come out for screen and roll with Jamar Jenkins. Quick kick to the corner. They'll find Cracknell on the probe. Defended well by Winter. 4 on the shot clock again. Cracknell fires up front, rims it. Kept alive by Grocott, but no second rebounder, and this is Einen going the other way.
Yes, Cracknell finding it difficult on in this one. All of his shots challenged so far, all have been short.
Einen from 3 feet behind 3. Not this time, and Cracknell out and running, but no numbers for the Rockets. They'll work this left side now with Champion. Bounce pass to Jenkins as he makes another 3.
Yeah, Jenkins has kept the scoreboard ticking over nicely for the Rockets early on in this one.
Hold going to be called here on Jamar Jenkins, holding Einen over that screen action. Dylan Johnson for the first time now. He wears 45.
Is he Welsh?
I mean, I don't know. We can do some research.
He's got a very Welsh name, that's what I was thinking.
I totally agree with you.
Well, he's here now, and it's just gone out of bounds.
Here is Jenkins into the front court. Just under 3 to go. Good ball move of the Rockets. Jenkins puts it on the floor this time for the mid-ranger, and he'll get the friendly little rattle. And he's keeping the scoring ticking over, as you say, Fish.
Yeah, nice balance there from Jamar Jenkins. Great score.
Here's Johns, mismatch against Pinnock, but defended well. And Grocott with his hands in there gets a steal. Good work, young man. Rockets out and running, 2-on-1. This is Pinnock all the way to the right hand, and it's a timeout for the Essex Rebels as the Rockets just push a 7-point lead with 2:19 to go, Ben.
What I really liked in that possession was the defensive intensity from Reece Pinnock. I think it shows no matter what the size, if you're trying to defend the post in front and you've got backside help, that's tough to make that pass inside. So a really good job from the Rockets there. Ball pressure, containing where the Rebels wanted to get the ball, and then, as they do so well, the Rockets getting stops and getting out in transition.
You've seen Ben wear his coaching hat there, and it's a great segue to your under-18s making the playoffs for the Premier Division this year, Ben.
Yes, they have indeed. They've done a really good job this year. The guys have won some games with 6-7 players at times. We've been plagued with injuries, but yeah, it's been a fantastic group to coach, and they're a testament to the club just in terms of how they compete, and yeah, recorded a really gutsy win in Birmingham yesterday. After being up by double digits, we found ourselves tied with 2 minutes left, but yeah, the guys closed out the game really well, and I'm really proud of them. They deserve to reach the postseason, and it's another great part of the club.
Well done, under-18s, and kudos to you, coach. Always an achievement to get to the playoffs, and the neutral doesn't always see the fact that your guys will be in and out on men's duty. You don't always have full rosters, so yes, kudos to you. Just about to get back into this one, and officials just having a bit of a I don't know, I was going to say chin wag, but that's probably not. I had the word conflab in my head too, but I'm not sure that's a word.
Contretemps?
Okay, it's like contretemps.
Yeah, maybe so. Just whilst we're waiting for whatever to happen, lots of comments about Reece Grocott. What a shift from Grocott. Grocott making plays really, really good. Like, he's done an excellent job so far since he's been in, I think.
Couldn't agree more. I think he's done a fantastic job. He's been rewarded with extended minutes here from Coach Nurazade. Well spotted. Community on the stream. Always good that he's getting his recognition. This is the Rebels with 19 on the shot clock. Ben Winter. Owen Chose from distance, and that is nothing but the bottom of the net, and excellent work out of the timeout.
Yeah, Owen Chose as well, a heavy scorer for the Rebels as they go to what looks like a 1-3-1 zone.
Josh Thorne is on the stream, and he will know my love of the 1-3-1. Troy Cracknell breaks it with the short corner baseline jumper.
Yes, and Rockets finding the weakness of the 1-3-1, and Troy Cracknell money from mid-range.
Owen Chose again, and he is heating up right on cue as Ben gives him his props. Rockets the other way, this time in that corner again, trying to find the weak spot of this 1-3-1. Essex doing a pretty decent job at the minute of keeping it on the perimeter. I was about to say, but when you've got Tamar Jenkins, he's a bit of a zone breaker, but this one back rim, thought it was going to go from where we were sat. Here's Winter with Einan. Ogabon moves the ball there. Chose again. This one, the quick snatched release, doesn't go. Zach Powell into the game and misses the 12-footer on the baseline. Nurazade okay with that option though. Essex the other way.
Owen Chose is certainly firing it up.
I respect it fully, and people who know me from when I played, they'll know exactly what I mean. Grocott with another rebound though. Jenkins with a tricky dribble through the zone, and this time it's Lewis Champion who can't get it to go, and Essex have a chance for a 2-for-1. They may well hold, and Jenkins gets a cheap foul, and that will be his second.
Yeah, and Rockets in the penalty as well, and that's not a good foul for the Rockets, that's for sure. Just one thing about the zone, I think, you know, regardless, you have to be able to shoot well against zones. I think the Rockets, obviously, their interior game is depleted at the moment, with both Porter and Jordan Jackson being out of the game, but yeah, that'll be interesting to see if Rockets can keep up their positive perimeter shooting threat.
Einan makes a pair, 20 seconds to go in this one. They'll just extend their zone pressure here. Cracknell finds it in the middle, and this will sit with Champion as the clock winds down to 10 seconds. High screen and roll, John's hard show, gets the block, and there's enough time here for Essex to go the other way. Quick check of the clock, and there's a foul, and that will take them to the line.
Yeah, you have to say that's a very poor sequence of play from the Rockets there, unfortunately. Champion drew the switch and chose to shoot over the defender, which meant he got blocked, and then committed the foul with the Rockets in the penalty. Maybe a good one in terms of in transition when you have fouls to give, but not so in this moment.
I'm not sure fouling Jake Einan is a good idea either, as he's relatively automatic from the foul line. He from half court nearly goes from Champion. It had a good trajectory from where we were. Couldn't see the shape on it, but it's tied here, 22 apiece at the bottom of the first quarter. Been a really fun first quarter to go, actually. We've had Reading break out to a 20-13 lead after the Essex timeout. They go on a little run, get it tied up to 22 at the end of the quarter, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, it's been relentless here today so far at the Valley, with the WNBL Division 1 Women in Action winning by 93 points to 89. That had a lot of threes. We had, I think, something like 71 threes shot in the game. So we've still got 44 points scored in this first quarter, and I think the Rebels are going to be the happier of the two teams by far, and they've actually, I thought that, you know, when Linton Hodges came out, their scoring might sort of slow down, but if anything, it's increased, and Chose has done a good job to keep that going, and the 1-3-1 zone has also helped stem the flow of the Rockets' offence.
Yeah, you were completely right. It's Owen Chose pacing all scorers with 11. He's followed by Jemiah Jenkins with 10. Cracknell 4 rebounds. Reece Grocott has 2 and had a good sequence there in the first quarter, covering Finn Porter while he was out with foul trouble. Jake Einan leading with 3 assists.
I think the Rockets that need to be concerned about Owen Chose. He's got 11 points already. That's half the points for the Rebels, so they'll need to do a much better job on him in this second quarter.
Rockets will start with it at the beginning of this second period. Really only Jemiah Jenkins to get going on a scoring front. Dixon back in. Grocott, good roll, and it's Zach Powell, and the little handoff from Ben Dixon.
Yeah, nice by the Rockets, and with Jemiah Jenkins and Finn Porter out of the game, quite a crucial time for the Rockets, but they moved the ball really well, found the gaps against the zone, and made it count.
Rockets with an interesting defensive sequence. Get your thoughts on that in a minute, Fish. Hodges against Grocott defends well and does a decent job of taking that one in the chest. And shot clock violation. Yeah,
great defence by Grocott of the interior. Must say that's verticality, as you were sort of signing to me there, was really, really good. Interesting pick and roll defence. It looked like they were going for the drop coverage to start with, and it ended up being a short show. So it'd be interesting to see how Rockets play that moving forward.
Grocott swinging to Dixon on the screen and roll. It's Grocott again. That one just smashed out of bounds by Hodges.
Great matchup between Linton Hodges and Grocott so far. Really enjoyed that.
Champion on the baseline. As Reece Grocott inside and gets himself to the foul line.
Yeah, he does, and I think that's important for him. He's still got to work on his finishing around the basket, especially against bigger players, which not necessarily he has to do that often, but tough matchup with Linton Hodges, but 2 shots nevertheless.
Ricardo Musafra has checked in for the Essex Rebels. I feel like Grocott guarding Linton Hodges is like when you get given a really difficult task at work and get told it's a learning opportunity for you.
Well, that's every day for me.
Owen Chose, who paced the Rebels. Hodges now just barrels Cracknell out of the way, and that's what Linton Hodges does.
Yeah, and I think if you get caught behind him, it's pretty much game over. So the Rockets will need to keep working on fronting and three-quartering and making sure they have backside help with that.
The roll again from Grocott, frees up Cracknell, gets himself a nice paint touch, but goes all the way on the tricky dribble to the rim.
Yeah, and that shows how you can attack bigs. That's really good from Troy Cracknell, getting to the basket and not being afraid to play against the 7-footer.
Musafra down low to Hodges. This time the spin is a really nice move and clever play from Linton Hodges.
Danny Carter-esque, I would say.
The roll of the spin.
Really nice, yeah, absolutely.
Those two have had some good battles over the years, and I know good friends in the game.
Yeah, certainly a lot of respect for each other, that's for sure.
Rory Winter, Ben Winter also in. Owen Chose fires another one, and he is unconscious from the perimeter right now.
Yeah, and I'm quite surprised that he's been allowed to catch the ball so easily, to be honest with you. You know, if we look at the, when I was looking at the preview, he's averaging 23 points a game. And a lot of stuff goes through him. He has to touch the ball in the offense generally for the Rebels to be successful. And, you know, they've gone up 2 points. And that's certainly something that the Rockets need to be much more mindful of. is where the primary weapons are coming from, because right now they're touching the ball far too often, I think, for the Rockets' liking.
Do you think Nurazade goes over this in coverage now, chasing off the three, make him do something a bit different?
I think you have to, really. I mean, that or you just +1 him and make the catch a lot more difficult. And you know, if he's firing, I think yes, you've got to run him off the line and be in the gap a little bit more, and maybe you have to peel switch as well. So I think that there's a number of things that the Rockets can do, but what they're doing right now is probably kind of a detriment to what the scouting report said.
Great insight as always from our resident wingman and phenomenal coach, Ben Fisher.
Wingman, that's not often you get called that. I don't think I've been anybody's wingman for about 25 years.
You and me both, mate, you and me both. Commentary wingman.
I'm happy with that. I'll be your wingman any day.
Groycott still in the game, who's spelling Finn Porter for extended minutes. He's done really well. Pinnock tries to turn the corner, goes at Linton Hodges. We'll have to force one up short on the shot clock. It's Cracknell on the rebound and way to stay in the play, Troy Cracknell, but Essex goes straight the other way with Einan, and it's Jenkins who hits the deck, and Einan tries to get that one to go, but we'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, we say this a lot, but I think it is really frustrating from a coaching standpoint that you score at the rim on the offensive end and then you give up a transition bucket or a transition foul. I think that's certainly not pleasing Coach Nurazade there, and the Rockets are going to have to do a much better job in defensive transition than they showed in that possession.
Plenty of noise coming from the faithful here at the Valley. And they've done their job as Einan goes 1 for 2. Winter on the baseline. Linton Hodges on the dive. Einan from 35. That one's halfway down, but goes the other way. And here's Pinnock, gets onto his right and crosses over Einan.
A mismatch inside.
Pinnock goes at Linton Hodges, finds Jenkins. Good closeout from Masafra on that wing. Now we're at 7. It's Pinnock, baseline, Euro, drops it off. It's going to be Dixon to fire from the elbow. Nothing doing. Good boards again from Cracknell, but can't get his go. Einan goes the other way, 2 on 5. Pulls it back. Backdoor from Linton Hodges is picked off by Cracknell. There's a slip. Picks it up, throws it. The hustle to see is great, Fish.
Yeah, really good from both teams there. The Winter brothers doing a great job, and I'm so pleased to see them still representing in Division 1. I think both players have done great. I remember them from their junior days. Ben Winter especially, I think, is a fantastic young prospect, and I think he's got a great future in the sport, that's for sure. So good job to them, but Rockets thankfully have kept possession and chance to take the lead in this to and fro first half.
Tyrese Hudson back in, Daniel Oghobon back in as well. Ash Kitchen with his first minutes. Jenkins from the left wing, nothing doing on it. Is Hudson on the rebound. Einan, early screen and roll with Daniel Oghobon. Einan, little hesitation on that baseline and goes underneath. It's a very, very nice move from Jake Einan.
Yeah, and the Rockets really need to get something at the rim in the next couple of possessions. They've shot a lot of shots with no success currently as a turnover happens. And that is that foul number 3 for Jenkins? And that's huge for the Rockets.
Good defensive sequence from Oghobon. Jenkins frustrated, reaches out. Ian Spearman on the call quickly. What are these called now? Unsportsmanlike?
Yep, unsportsmanlike.
Just checking it didn't change the semantics of it.
No. And yes, a very interesting period now. So Jenkins will most definitely sit the rest of the first half. Whether Finn Porter comes back in, that's the answer. To our left, he's getting ready to come back in.
Hudson with a real wind-up of a free throw. Gets the second one to go.
Yeah, a lot of spin on that one. So Troy Cracknell out as well. So Rockets with... it'll be interesting to see where their scoring comes from. Their two main scorers off the floor.
Bynum, who's also had a bit of a hot hand, the running 20-footer and gets it to go. Technical level, very high.
Yeah, Jake Einan certainly playing with a lot of confidence in this game. And a 6-point advantage to the Rebels.
Champion with Porter, as Fish said, the scoring. Interesting to see where it comes from. It's going to be a Reese Pinnock 3. Halfway down, but going the other way with the Essex Rebels.
Yeah, this is a real tough period for the Rockets. Down 6 with the personnel they have on the floor, and nothing against the personnel they have on the floor at all. But with your leading scorers out, it can be difficult, and the Rockets really still finding it difficult to score inside.
A lot of contact. Finds Hudson with the delayed and slow Eurostep, gets himself to the rim for the foul.
And Finn Porter has also picked up foul number 3, so that's going to cause Coach Nurizadeh even more issues.
Always interesting, as always I see this coming up for debate, the footwork that's slowed down. It's still a two-step finish, but it's much slower.
Yes, and sometimes it is called a travel, and other times it isn't. There's probably a little bit of inconsistency around that.
Front rim, and Rockets need to come up with it. They don't.
Yeah, this
Champion on the floor.
This is the sort of loose ball situation that the Rockets have to get with their being at a deficit.
There are bodies everywhere currently.
Yeah, it's going to be a violation, I think.
There's no whistles. There's about 10 bodies on the floor. Game goes on. Cracknell checks back in. 4:37 to go. We catch our breath as the Essex Rebel lead this one 36-29.
Yes, I mean
NBL England.
NBL England, yes.
Yeah.
As opposed to NBL Australia. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. We're here. Thanks for joining us live stream. Even if you're watching this back and you were in the building, this is a good one. Porter blocked, and the momentum very much with the Essex Rebels here. Owen Chose checks back in and buries one from straight away 3. The Essex Rebels off the bench. They lead this one by 10 now.
Yeah, the Rockets in a real hole here, and still struggling to score, so they're going to go screen and roll.
Cracknell from behind the 3, and it's Porter with the effort play, and they needed that one just to stay in touching distance, but Essex feel very much in control.
Indeed, so Champion on Chose and Pinnock on Einan, probably the 2 hot hands right now, and that's what you need to do. Don't let him catch the ball.
Good work by the veteran Lewis Champion. That's been reset, the shot clock. Samit Nurizadeh questioning whether that should have been reset.
Yes, he simply said why 23, but it's gone back to 11, which is, I think, about right. But I think it's for me, Mark, it's kind of damage limitation here. Getting to half time, ideally with just single digits between the two teams, so they can get their main scorer of Jamar Jenkins, and I mean Finn Porter is still out on the floor with 3 fouls, so it'll be interesting to see if the Rebels go to Dylan Johns in this offense.
Got a rhythmic clap going on here.
Yes.
New for the Valley.
Yes, we haven't had a rhythmic clap or a Mexican wave.
No. Biden. against Pinnock, and Champion doing the job on Owen Chose that should have been done earlier. Einan down the lane. Johns from the foul line, way short. Whistle though, just at the end, 0.5 on the shot clock. Rockets will have to defend the interior very strong.
Well, I think the shot clock gets reset to 14
anyway,
right. And but that really is not a foul you want to be giving at that point in the offence. The Rockets had made Dylan Johns take that foul line jumper, which was a good shot for the Rockets, but ended up fouling.
And Champion trying to do the sell job on the screen, leaves Owen Chose wide open, and he makes another.
And he does indeed.
10-point lead for the Rebels as Pinnock all the way with the left, and it's a great finish from Reece Pinnock, but Rockets building no momentum just yet.
Yeah, nice play from Pinnock on the pick and roll, but as you say, really Rockets needing to get stops, having conceded 41, and that was obvious that call was coming, because Nurizadeh had asked for that call the previous possession when he screened for Chose, and Rockets with a chance just to edge a little bit closer, but they really got to stem this flow of scoring from, as we said before, Mark, a very talented Rebels roster.
8-point game. Conversation between the officials and coach Samit Nurizadeh. The universal signal for that's enough given.
No more.
No more. You're right.
Yeah.
No more. Here's Kitchen. Pinnock goes to well, so that's not the shot, but good follow and work from Ash Kitchen and Lewis Champion keep that one alive, and Reading get it within 6.
You know what, they've had a couple of lapses on the rebound, Essex Rebels, so that has kept the Rockets in this game. That's a great back-cut play.
By design, Einan calls the horn set, flies off the right screen just as Owen Chose cuts hard along the baseline. He'll be fouled and go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that one called on Reece Pinnock. Pretty hard, isn't it, when you're doing such a great job in terms of perimeter shooting. If you're denying the guy, obviously there's a chance you're going to overplay. That's when you need your backside help to help with the back cutters.
Chose, who is studying at the University of Essex, Masters in Psychology. 1,000-point scorer in college. Certainly knows how to fill it up.
Yeah, it feels like he's scored 1,000 points so far this evening, I have to say.
Porter, Pinnock. Good hands by Musafra.
Yeah, that's where Pinnock needs to do just a bit of a better job of protecting the ball on that first dribble. Sometimes he exposes the ball a little bit too much.
Rockets still looking to build some momentum on the offensive end. The Rebels doing a good job of holding them at bay so far. 4 on the shot clock. Pinnock will have to dial his own number. He does and makes it. Big shot from Reece Pinnock.
Absolutely, and that was a much-needed bucket by the Rockets, and Reece Pinnock really needed to make one from the perimeter, and he just delivered.
Rory Winter, defended hard by one of the better defenders in the league.
That is so tough. He's defended his backside off, and I think that's a really, really tough call, I have to tell you.
Pinnock very unhappy with that one, and
so am I, to be honest.
I would say you sound positively enraged. That was you at about a 7 out of 10. Scary stuff.
Yeah.
The coach in you came out there.
A little bit, that is true.
Essex holding strong, 5-point lead, 1:49 to go.
Yeah, as I said, I think if the Rockets can keep it around the 5-6 mark, I think they'll be content, shall we say, going into the half-time interval. But I think the concern for Coach Nurizadeh is that 45 points almost up on the board. That is tough to defend against any team.
We've always got to pay homage to Matt Johnson, get to half, double the score, and mention what they're on for.
Oh yeah, he did that in the Division 1 women's game, because Ipswich scored 30 in the first half and were on for 120.
Oh yeah, first quarter.
Scored 30 in the first quarter, yeah. High scoring affair.
Excellent maths. Cracknell, he does like that foul line, gets that one to go. Still a 5-point ball game, a couple of possessions left here in the second quarter. Things hotly contested. Chose trying to go backdoor against Powell. Doesn't need a lot of room, gets another shot off, and that thing goes up quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does, but to be fair to Powell, he did a pretty decent job in that possession. Foul.
Cracknell in that high post foul line area. This time it's Musafra who fouls him. Troy Cracknell going to the line for 2.
As Coach Titmus would say, it's a finesse shot. So definitely a foul on the shooter.
Bit of contact because it's a finesse shot.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah,
absolutely love that.
Good to see Coach T back on the sidelines with Coach Nurizadeh.
We've just hit triple digits on the stream. 100 of us all here in the community today. Thank you for joining us. We're on the Basketball England YouTube channel. It's Reading Rockets, Essex Rebels, NBL Division 1 action as Troy Cracknell makes the first of 2 free throws. Cuts the lead to 4 with just over a minute to go. Drop us your comments in the comments section. Always like to hear your thoughts on the game, whether it's team related, player related. Let us know your thoughts, even where you're watching from, if you're anywhere exotic.
Well, yes, Kay Pinnock has traded her Australia adventure for a seat in the front row.
Big fan. Here's Einan, 3-point ball game going into the half at the minute. High post, I go 2 bigs here. Dixon fronts Linton Hodges, exactly what Ben called in the pre-game. Now it's Rockets the other way. Zach Powell thinks about it. Doesn't. Tricky dribble inside from Champion. Little bouncer, and it's a foul, I think, on Linton Hodges. It's going to be Finn Porter to the line for 2, and Rockets really toughing the end of this period out, aren't they, Ben?
They certainly are, and baseline ball's been given. I thought he was going up to finish there, but yeah, they've got a couple of stops. They've made the Rebels take tougher shots, and as you say, like they because they've got some of their better defenders on the floor, they've been able to really just mix things up a little bit.
Time out here then. Coach Nurizadeh, I think, still protesting the same point you just made there, Fish, whether it should be a shooting foul. Steve Shreve in the house. Steve, we have to actually see each other at some point. We're in the same circles. I haven't seen you for ages. Hope all is well, my friend.
Well, I speak to him regularly, so it's all good. Me and Steve have regular conversation. And, well, I'm just telling you I do. And he's done great with our under-14 second team this year, and has been a real asset to the Rockets coaching fraternity, as has a number of our coaches. And it's been there's been some really good things happening throughout the club. Looks like the under-14 Premier team could be in with a challenge of the playoffs. So congratulations to Coach Emmy, who's normally on the Rockets bench, but has been taking his junior team today. And yeah, many other positive performances and results. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Well, again, more good segues to next year's academy at JMA and the kids coming through. I mean, Isaac Brown's staying for another year, I believe. His brother is also coming. Amari Maitland also on the way. So looks good for next year for the academy.
Yes, definitely some positive things happening, and also we'll be beginning to see, you know, the fruits of our labour in terms of our homegrown talent, and we'll definitely have a couple of players who are in year 11 who will be playing up, hopefully in the EABL next year. With the under 16s have had a number of footers, shall we say, coming through the ranks. It's always good to have a bit of size. So yeah, things are heading in the right direction.
Finn Porter misses the first. Steve Shreve would love to catch up with me.
I don't blame him. I do not blame him.
Looking forward to it, mate. Porter makes the second of 2. Now a 2-point ball game. Reece Grocott back in. Bit of offense for defense, protect the foul trouble of Finn Porter. Rockets extending the pressure a little bit here. Musafra just hands off back to Ivan. A bit of token pressure, I think, to slow things down. Ivan gets into the front court with now 16 on the shot clock. Dixon doing a good job on Chose, just chasing him around. Although there are a lot of weapons, this is Tyrese Hudson back to Ivan. Don't want to go behind that screen too much. Ivan down the middle, flick with the right hand and doesn't get it to go, but we'll get another trip to the line with 0.9 on the shot clock.
Yeah, I have to tell you that is, you know, it's frustrating because I thought the Rockets did a great job defensively until Zach Powell seemed to really sag off, and the opportunity to switch was kind of right there, but he was too far away, which gave Inan the chance to attack downhill, and he got fouled.
Makes the first. Tamar Jenkins, again, a bit of offense for defense here. Free throw.
Not good if it backfires with an offensive foul.
I was just thinking the same thing. A fourth foul would be catastrophic.
That is a great word to use.
Here's Cracknell, 7 on the game clock. Champion tries to find some room. Foul line jumper, gets it to go, and nice. Smooth from Lewis Champion, who cuts the lead to 2 at the end of the half. Good option from the hometown kid. And this one is a 2-point ball game going into the half. The Essex Rebels, who visit the Valley here today, leading 47-45. It's been a really well contested game so far. Some excellent execution on both ends of the floor. What a game we've had.
Well, it certainly has been, and it's great to see. To be fair, like, I think for the Rebels, as I said to you earlier on, like their league position doesn't tell the story. They've got some great talent. They're playing a bit more free because, you know, the both ends of the spectrum are kind of done for them. So that's really good to see. But they're causing Rockets some real problems, and I think the Rockets, they have come out of this half probably the happier of the two teams, in the sense of being just 2 points behind, because at one stage it looked like it could go the opposite direction and be a double-digit half-time deficit. So I think there's been some good adjustments. I think they're trying hard to stop the primary scorers for Essex, and although Essex have scored 47 points, they certainly stemmed the flow in those final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, it was a 10-point ball game, just under 3, and Essex with all the momentum. We thought this has the ability to be going the other way, but Rockets, as coach says, has done a very, very good job of keeping this one close. They go down 2 at the half. Just to cover some of the leaders, Troy Cracknell and Jemiah Jenkins have 12 and 10 respectively for the Reading Rockets, but it's the backcourt of Owen Chose and Jake Inan with 21 and 14. They've absolutely filled it up here at the Valley. Owen Chose in particular has been very, very hard to play. Troy Cracknell with 6 rebounds. Inan also has 6 assists to go with his 14 points, so good stat line being put together by Jake Inan. We're going to be back in about 12 to 13 minutes, so go get your cup of tea, your halftime oranges, which other snack or beverage you like to have between halves.
And maybe some physio if you need it.
Maybe physio if you need it. I'm going to get a rocket dog.
Excellent.
We'll see everybody back here. It's 47-45. The Rockets trail by 2. Welcome back to the Valley, NBL Division 1 action. The Essex Rebels come into town, take a 2-point lead into the half. It's 47-45. The Rebels lead over the Rockets. I'm joined by my main man, Ben Fisher. Still here, Ben?
I haven't actually moved.
Oh, fantastic.
I've been here the whole half-time interval.
I actually did get a rocket dog. Enjoyed it.
Good. Pleased to hear that. I won't be partaking in that today due to a little unsettledness in the tummy area, shall we say.
I think you should keep that to yourself. That's good to know, though. Thank you for sharing with the community.
No,
always
that's fine.
Good to be open.
Yes, yeah.
We've had a really, really great game here at the Valley. Both teams playing extremely well. Had a quick chat with Director of Basketball Matt Johnson, and both of us having a bit of a head scratcher as to how Essex are 11th in the league. It's a very talented roster, isn't it?
Yeah, and Coach Titmus came over at half-time and said exactly the same thing, and I mentioned it a couple of times in that first half, but they have a very talented roster, and obviously Coach Ross Norfolk has moved to coach the WBBL team, so it's a new coach in for the Rebels, and yeah, I think they've definitely secured their place in Division 1 next year, and if they can keep the core of their group, I think they'll definitely be playoff contenders. There's no doubt about that for sure.
It was a thought that actually crossed my mind when we were heading into the half. But yes, if you could keep this group together, it's a very balanced group too. I mean, how many rosters in NBL have 2 footers?
Yeah,
and a backcourt that's equally as talented.
Exactly. I think they've got everything that you want, haven't they? They've got interior size and skill. They've got scoring threats from the perimeter, and they've got a point guard who's not just a scorer, but also really finding people on the play. And that's with Jake Einan with 6 assists. And just looking down the bench, you think, right, they've got some really good bodies. So yeah, I mean. I think they can finish the season strong as well. I think this is a real banana skin potential here, and let's see what happens in this second half.
We are just about to get underway here. Essex will have the first possession in the hands of Rory Winter. Einan pressured on the baseline, goes flying into that front row there. Rockets briefly 5-on-4. The dump down to Grocott doesn't go, and it's the Rebels out and running, and this guy was electric in the first half, just front rims his first shot, and Grocott with the big rebound.
Yes, 2 turnovers to start us off, but I'm sure Rockets hoping that they can get a better possession this time around. Interesting that Nurazade's gone with Grocott early on. Champion off on the 3-pointer there.
Here's Einan, fouled by Dixon.
Yeah, the other thing I was speaking to Coach T about during the half-time interval was probably what we would term unnecessary fouls, and that was definitely one of them there. The defender had position and just reached. Didn't really need to give a foul away there.
Einan with Hodges in the screen and roll. This is chosen. He's fouled, a little push in the back. And what you don't want to do to a scorer is give them a couple of early free throws to get their eye in.
Yeah, and that's foul number 3 for Lewis Champion as well, and that's definitely a frustrating one for the coaching team, as they put the Rebels' leading scorer on the foul line early on, as you say.
Do you think a lot of the difficulty with the foul trouble this evening stems from not having a Jordan Jackson, not having a backup big, so the guards having to do a lot of different defending, which has put them in a lot of different situations?
Yes, I think so. I think you don't have as much rim protection as you would like, and I think the thing is if you do make a mistake on the perimeter, you know, you do want to make up for it by fouling and not punishing your interior and giving it and ones away. And I think that's been a big theme for the Rockets this year. So, you know, let's see if that helps them in the long run. You never know.
Cracknell, who was doubled on the catch, finds Pinnock, and the little slide shot on the baseline goes in for 2.
Yeah, Pinnock on that play. Very nice from Reese.
Winter to Chose, and he is just chucking it at the minute. Not sure how many shots he's taken, but I've got a lot of respect for it, let's put it that way.
We know you like a shooter, that's for sure.
Sure do. A lot of contact from Champion. He's furious at the no call on the baseline. Briefly leaves Reading undermanned. Einan turns down the drive, goes behind Hudson, and he buries the long 3.
You know what Jake Einan said to me at half-time? He said, I love playing against Reading. And you can see why.
You can indeed. He's got good numbers. The backcourt of himself and Owen Chosa putting up good numbers. Here's Dixon from 3, and he answers right back. And good to see from Ben Dixon, who keeps the Rockets in touching distance.
Yeah, that was pretty important. Dixon, I don't think it made a 3 prior to that shot, so good job from him as the Rebels look to go inside.
It's a good front from Grocott. The help was a little bit late. Fouls on Pinnock. 2 shots coming from Linton Hodges.
I'm going to have a look at that one back, because I think you're right. I think the backside help was a little late from Pinnock, but pretty tough call on the play. Yes, and Linton Hodges did well there to draw the contact. Crowd enjoying his miss there.
He's like a big villain who you could learn to hate.
But the BFG, because he's such a lovely guy.
He is a really, really good person, yeah. Champion with the turnover against Winters.
Yeah. And Rockets making such heavy weather of things right now. And yeah, the tape measures out, and that's for the charge streak of Lewis Champion.
I think that would be average by Champion standards, 11 feet.
Yes, I think I would agree with that. But you know, I think Goody made up for his. And to be honest with you, another great example for younger players. He makes a poor decision offensively and turns the ball over, but gets back and really puts his body on the line and establishes the ball back for the Rockets. Reece Grocott still in the game for the Rockets, which is great to see.
Fantastic minutes from the academy young man. Not making many errors at the minute. Doing what he's supposed to do. Good roll to the rim this time.
Here's the mismatch.
From 3, it's Cracknell, and 1 from behind the line. A chance at a 4-point play for Troy Cracknell.
Yes, to be honest with you, I'm a bit stunned with that call. I mean, that was a tough one on Linton Hodges, because I think he just challenged the shot, really, didn't he? But nice play from Mr. Cracknell there. Drew him back, drew him out, looked to attack, and that's the sent the guy to sleep pull-up, as I call it. I really like that one.
I did the non-coaching thing and just watched the ball go in. You did the coaching thing and watched the play. Clever. Cracknell unable to complete the 4-point play, but the pressure from Grocott on the rebound gets the Rockets an extra possession. Yeah, good job to Grocott, and a little bit of a size advantage for the Rockets inside now. They'll go safety here out of bounds to Jemiah Jenkins. Cracknell, who's just made a 3 on that left wing, this time goes inside to his preferred foul line area and makes it for 2. Yeah, and just great use of the body in terms of creating separation. I really like that from Troy Cracknell, and it's good to see him get going early in this third quarter. I realised, Fish, I started eating these sweets. Didn't even ask if they were available for consumption, but I've eaten them.
They are mine, but you are more than welcome for reasons I have said earlier.
I didn't even ask. That is horrific. Here's Einan for the Rebels. The horn set that had that back cut earlier for the AN1 from Tros. This time, Rockets defend it better. Go ahead, Fish.
I was just going to say, Jemiah Jenkins back in the game, but it's great to see that the Rockets putting their bodies on the line from the defenders that have helped a lot this season. Dixon, Pinnock and Champion do such a good job of beating their man to the spot, getting their chest in the way and taking the contact. I love a charge.
Oh, yeah. It's these things too, isn't it? When you're in a good position, it's not always going to show up on the stat sheet just being in the right place. Yeah, if you take the charge, of course, but right place, right time, good positioning helps the team out massively, doesn't it?
And it's something I've talked to Reece about. You know, it's not always about filling up the stats columns, as you say. He does such a good job for the team defensively, and he creates. If there was an assist assigned for defence, he'd have a number of them.
A 3-second call on Grocott there. Don't see many of those, do you?
Depends.
Okabon, good rebound, finds Einan, and he buries it from
Not
3.
The guy you want the ball to fall to. And that's the sort of stuff that the Rockets, especially Grocott, has to be much better at, is taking care of the glass when they're forcing tough shots.
Cracknell down lane, not a contact, just flips one up. Hope he gets an AN1. Two to come.
Yes, I wonder how long it will be before we see Finn Porter. The Rockets doing a reasonable job with him off the floor. Troy Cracknell certainly taking the scoring load, and I think as he attracts more defence, Jemiah Jenkins, who's been pretty quiet to start his period of the second half, hopefully can then come back to the fore and bolster that offensive threat.
Cracknell's made his first and makes his second. As Fish said, Jemiah Jenkins, good first half. Scores in bunches, yet to get going here. I don't think he's even shot one, has he, in this second half yet?
No, not yet. And as I said, Troy Cracknell's done a good job so far. Rockets with a little bit of miscommunication on the switch.
Chose defending well this time. This is Ben Winter. Bumped all the way down the lane. Gets the AN1.
Yes, I said before I was a big fan of Ben Winter, and that's just showed the skill that he has in attacking the switch. He did a really good job on that.
Ash Kitchen checking in for Reece Grocott.
Yeah, both teams are a little bit smaller now, aren't they? So
yeah, no official bigs on the floor. Not proper bigs.
Yes.
Winter completes the three-point play. Puts the Rebels up 1 with just over 5 to go in this third period. I can get my words out today. Jenkins off the kitchen screen finally gets a shot up. This one not going. Einan with the rebound.
Yeah, and got to do a really good job here against Chose and Einan, and Ash Kitchen kind of just got out the way of that one, and easy score for the Rebels.
Daniel Okobon down the middle with an easy 2. A lot of the perimeter focus on Chose and Einan. Jenkins drops off to Kitchen and he'll get the easy finish.
Yeah, nearly offensive interference there by Zach Powell. Not a smart play, but thankfully the ball was through the cylinder and Rockets get it to 1.
Einen in the high screen and roll. Don't want to sag off too much. Kitchen's a long way off, and Einen punishes him. And these guys from the perimeter just keep it going, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do, and it's just frustrating to see that the Rebels are still getting the same shots over and over again and what they want. And good job from Cracknell there.
Bumped by Musafra. Eager defensive possession. Will send Troy Cracknell to the line for 2.
Ash Kitchen just needs to be a little bit more physical. The game's being played at quite a tempo, quite a physicality. So defensively, that's, I think, going to be important for him. Managed to get the one to go underneath the rim, but does need to be strong to finish.
You would like to see him then, like you said, on that defensive rotation, maybe come across and commit a hard foul or change the shot in some way.
Or I think he was probably in decent position to start with, or just step across and take a charge, as you say. So let's see.
You said take a charge, I said foul the guy.
Ah, yes. One of those two would be pleasurable.
That's why you're the yin to my yang. Okabon trying to find a handoff of one of the guards. Stuck out here now.
5 seconds.
Finds Winter now. Einen, he's got a lot of room again. Back rims this one, and skying in as Musafra can't get it to go. And again, I think that's the one you want Kitchen to snatch, isn't it? You know, Cracknell gets a hand on it, and you need Kitchen to snatch that one out of the air.
Yes, as I said, the Rockets did a good job defensively overall. They make Einen take a really tough shot, but then you've got to go and rebound.
Musafra and Ben Winter. Einen goes on the dribble this time, a lot of contact, reverses and finishes with the right. That is another ridiculous shot from Jake Einen. Jenkins with a longer to look at this one, and that one is straight down the pipe for 3.
Yeah, and that's Rebels not happy with that one, leaving, you know, one of the Rockets' best shooters open, and keeps him interested.
Einen finds Musafra. Winter ends up with Chose in the corner. Now he's gone a little bit cold in this third period.
Good challenge from Cracknell though on that possession, I thought.
Jenkins, who I said does score in bunches, a lot of contact, can't get the lefty to go. He will go to the line for 2.
Interestingly enough, Finn Porter I don't think has played the entire third quarter, so perhaps Coach Nurazadeh just saving him for the 4th. Ben Dixon checking out. I think he's done a really good job, especially defensively.
Yeah, Dixon, strong and experienced, gives you an option to switch on to the bigs and do a job.
And Jake Einen and Owen Chose have 48 of the 65 points for the Rebels. 25 and 23. Next highest scorer is Hudson with 5. So you can see the 2 guys who are really making this team tick right now.
But you know what's interesting about that is you have 2 perimeter guys who are really filling up, and you would expect your next scorer to be one of your 7-footers.
Yeah, you would actually.
But they don't get many touches.
I think Linton Hodges is on restricted minutes anyway, so they've had to carry the scoring load really this season.
Einen, high screen, Kitchen shows decent this time and really challenged well by Powell, and another absolutely ridiculous shot from Einen, hangs, finishes over Zach Powell. What a finish, Ben.
Jake Einen, 27 points and 8 assists, is having a career night. He's doing a fantastic job for his team.
Here's Powell, goes to the spin, finds Pinnock in the corner, just checking his feet. Under 5 on the shot clock. Jenkins will have to fire this up, does from distance. Just one, but he hopes to get on the rim, and it's a turnover from Kitchen. Cracknell with a great contest to the rim there, straight up. And then a foul called.
Yeah, and I think just gather our thoughts, because great offensive rebound by Kitchen, but to then throw it away straight away, really tough. But Cracknell, awesome at the rim. What great positioning from him. And the Rockets have escaped that one with 2 free throws, believe it or not.
Rory Winter checking back in for Owen Chosen, collects his second foul there on the plate.
Yes, and I think a moment now for the Rockets where they've got to really hone in on Jake Einan. He's the only, as an inverted commas, recognised scorer on the floor. Whilst Owen Chose takes a rest.
Pinnock very short on his first free throw. .139 to go. The Rebels lead this by, I was going to say 1. It's now tied up at 67.
So looks like a bit of offense coming for Einan to finish.
Hand off to Einan now. Probes that baseline and goes up on this side and scores another. And Jake Einan's scoring streak continues in this third quarter. Rockets still within 2 though. Jenkins looking to get his scoring going himself. Fires to Kitchen inside. Good shot fake and gets the 2.
Yes. Good composure from Ash Kitchen.
Einan from way downtown, this one front rimmed, and I think if there was ever a guy that deserved a heat check, that was okay to do.
I mean, Jake Einan has just been terrific, hasn't he, in this game so far, and has kept his team right in it up until this fourth quarter. Incoming fourth quarter, I should say.
Here's Kitchen to Jenkins. Cracknell curls on this one from behind 3 and gets it to go. Great shot from Troy Cracknell, who's shot more threes this evening I think I've ever seen him shoot.
Yeah, he has indeed, and he's certainly carrying the scoring load. That's 24 points for the Rockets shooting guard.
A lot of contact down there. Fouls on Jeremiah Jenkins. There's a lot of running around and people are going to get tacked up, which I thought was coming. There's a lot of boos.
Gosh, there are a lot of boos. And like that is noise boos, not booze as in drink.
Yes. It's like the Wolfman on Gladiators on a Saturday night.
Oh yes, especially when he was on Duel or Hang Tough.
Yeah, getting booed.
Two of my favourite ones.
For anybody not born in the 80s, yeah. Apologies.
Yeah.
Or prior.
Yes, I used to think I was John Anderson, the referee.
You make a cracking John Anderson, actually.
Yeah. Thank you.
Don't do the accent.
That I'm not going to do that. That would be Matt. That, and I used to love the Travelator.
Yeah. It seemed to be that thing that was like almost sort of like reserved for the elites. Like if you could do the Travelator.
Yeah.
Reserved.
Oh, those bring back some memories. Saturday night, little takeaway.
After the technical free throws, it's going to stay with the Rebels. Thank you everybody for joining us. We're now again over 100 viewers. Very much appreciated. As I say, I think people are at a loose end this evening. It's a good one to tell your friends to come and watch because we are in the middle of a cracking ball game here. Big Dog balling, throwing us some flames. I'll assume for the game, not for our commentary.
Well, yes, and hopefully just it's a good flame rather than just to set us on fire.
Yeah. Now Winter to the line. Steve Shreve loves Gladiators. Does it surprise you?
No, I'm sure we will have a little chat about that this week. That's a question. Who's your favourite Gladiator? We've really gone off topic, haven't we?
Again, really sorry to viewers not born in the early 90s to 80s or earlier. Here's Cracknell, 7 on the game clock. Need to shoot this one, they don't. They haven't seen the time, and it's waved off as the foul is after the buzzer. Rockets hold a slim lead at the end of the third quarter, 72-71. This quarter's been all about Jake Einan though, hasn't it, Fish?
It certainly has, and yeah, what a quarter. He's now up to 30 points personally. He's got 30 points and 8 assists. He's really filling the stats column. He's shooting 69% from the field and 50% from three. He's been fantastic as he just glances across to us. But I have to say, Troy Cracknell's also done a great job. He's got 24 points personal with 8 rebounds. And Rockets with a 27-24 third quarter there.
This one remains a very, very close game. I'm currently being deafened by every child in the crowd screaming for Haribo's. Other brands are available though.
Like what though? Nestle.
Roundtree's fruit gums.
Oh, yes.
Or pastels.
Yeah, they have winders or something nowadays, isn't it?
Oh, are they?
Yeah. And it's no longer opal fruits, I'm told.
No.
Yeah.
There was a Mike Bassett reference in there about Lonnie having the balls in the back of the opal.
Well, it's just nipped into town to a bit shopping. Wow, what a fourth quarter we've got coming up here, Mark, eh?
Yeah, this one is poised for a great finish. Like I said, if you haven't told your friends, it's a great time to share the stream, send a text, post it on your Twitter, on your Instagram, tell people to get over here. It's a 1-point ball game. 10 minutes ago, 2 high-level teams. Pinnock with the delay doesn't get the friendly roll here at the Valley, and it's Essex going the other way. It's the Winter brothers, Linton Hodges, Musafra, and Owen Chose on the floor, who I think might have been scoreless in that third period. Hodges down low, loads of contact, no call, and we're going the other way.
Yeah, he did a great job deep sealing there.
Pinnock to the left, can't get it to go, and this one remains with a lot of contact. The whistle blown at this end. That's going to be on
Finn Porter. It's foul number 4, and he's been really unlucky this evening, I have to tell you.
I think it's a difficult one because I believe it's a note that they haven't called it at this end, and it's easier to call it down this end when it's 90 feet from the rim.
Yeah, it could be so.
Musafra through Winter. They're going to try and post again. They do. They get Linton Hodges. This time just used his size. Drops one off to Chose. Doesn't get it to go. And the Rockets are out and running. 3-on-2. Champion with a running left-hander. And that's good. And our scoreboard has gone. So the team will jump into play. Don't worry. We'll get that back in no time. Probably some hand signalling to be done here to find out we can see the score again as Lee, one of the best crew in the land, jumps on that one. Rory Winter, no good, and Pinnock skying for the rebound.
Yeah, and Jake Einan didn't sit out too long. He's getting ready to come back in.
As we just get the scoreboard reset.
We're back in business.
We are. Seamless. I was hoping to give... It's just been knocked on the way. I think we're okay. I was hoping for some sort of hand signal to show that we know what we're doing, and I can say thumbs up. We're in again. Cracknell to the line.
Interestingly, Mark, Reece Grocott's going to check back into the game.
You know what? I love it. He's contributed really well this evening. There is that element, isn't there? When you're a young player, the big thing is can your coach trust you to go in? Not necessarily can you contribute and do loads of stuff, but can you be trusted? And this evening, Reece Grocott has earned his trust tonight to be on the floor and getting good minutes.
Most definitely, Mark, and he's got a good assignment here. And Linton Hodges is just letting him know that he's going to have to work his backside off in order to succeed.
That is fantastic to see. Rory Winter finds Chose over the high screen. It's Einan who follows. Rips through on Pinnock, the 1 foot jump up. So tough. Nothing doing.
well defended by the Rockets that time.
Champion the other way. Pinnock skips to Dixon in the corner. Could be a big three, this one. And it is, as it extends the Rockets lead to 8. And it's timeout for the Essex Rebels. As Rockets on the defensive end turn it up, make some shots and earn a 8-point lead with 7:54 to go.
Yes, much better from the Rockets. I think they got some important stops in those last couple of possessions, and good to see players like Ben Dixon, Reece Pinnock adding to the scoring total for the Rockets, and they've done that in so many games this season. I think that's why they've enabled the Rockets to make their way up the Division 1 league table, and hopefully will be, for the home fans at least, will be good for their good value for that 4th position. But this game is by far over. The Rebels have done an amazing job so far, and when you've got 2 players like Owen Chose and Jake Einan on the floor, anything can happen, and as Murray Walker says, it usually does.
A Murray Walker reference too. We're doing good today.
Yeah. What else would you like to talk about?
Well, I mean, you've seen a lot of Reece Grocott tonight, and Ash Kitchen, and the new link with Bucks Uni is going to be that kind of new pathway for the Rockets kids, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit more at a later timeout, but yeah, it's really positive for us, and we'll discuss the benefits I think that will have for the club moving forward in a bit.
Right, next break we're getting into it, but back to the action here. Hudson back on the floor with Einan inside to Hodges. Tough to get that one. Great seal from Linton Hodges there. And it's Pinnock going the other way.
Good out of the timeout there from the Rebels. Got the score that they wanted.
Gets it back within 6. Dixon, who made the corner 3 that forced the timeout. Grocott will skip to Champion in the corner. He probes, goes with a lefty finish, and Grocott, great follow. Just can't get that one away from his body to hook it in. Blocked by Hodges, and Einan flattens the defence. Winter looks at it, but better defensive sequence now is Grocott with the great front, and great defensive effort from Grocott. Just hold that in, young man. Good job.
Very good from Reece Grocott. Stop the high-low there.
Champion down the lane, and 1.
Big time play from Lewis Champion, and that was a nice bucket from the Reading veteran, I think we can now say, right?
Well, my kids love Lewis, and when I produced a picture of me coaching him at 10 years old at Millfield basketball camp, they were
they called you granddad.
It was so mind-blowing that they couldn't piece it together at all.
Amazing.
It was like, no, I don't understand.
Just amazing.
So definitely veteran.
Linton Hodges on 4 fouls, but I just wonder if this will perhaps help the Rebels.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know the circumstance, but interesting that Dylan John's not in. You know, it's a serious kind of weak spot for the Rockets this evening. Einan off the screen, defended well by Dixon. Finds Winter, good close out from Champion. They do well on that baseline. Spin and lefty finish, and they've just got to come up with it. They don't. It's Winter who gets another one of those loose ball rebounds.
Yeah, don't leave Einan.
Foul there. Einan saying he's shooting shots.
Wow. That's a tough one for me.
That is a veteran play, because the minute he got fouled, he claimed he was shooting it. The ball was by his ankles at the time.
The line that's given these days is he picked the ball up.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but I'm not, you can pick the ball up anytime, really.
Yep, you can. Einan makes another free throw. Add a couple more to his tally this evening. 7-point ball game. Rockets now lead this one 82-75. 6 to go in this final quarter. Pinnock goes handoff with Champion, screened by Grocott. A little bit of a mismatch with Olcobon, finds Pinnock in the corner for the three, and the scoring touch has returned.
And you know what? That's the guy that they chose to leave. And as I said earlier, Pinnock and Dixon, when they're making shots, Rockets are a real tough number for anyone.
Chose has been suffocated here since the half. Einan fouled by Pinnock.
Rockets certainly defending a lot harder, really trying hard. Reece Pinnock's picked up foul number 4. That could be important. He's playing against Einan this time again.
Great defense by Pinnock. They'll switch with Cracknell. Finds Chose, and he gets one to go now, and maybe the 1-2 scoring punch of the Rebels is back. We shall see.
Phenomenal.
Champion goes at Daniel Olcobon and finishes for 2 and exposes the mismatch.
You know what, I find that quite strange, because Champion is renowned for going left and was really allowed to drive on his strong hand all the way to the rack for 2 there.
Mustafa handoff with Einan, who had more than the hot hand in the third. Backdoor to Winter, and it's out of bounds.
Yes, and we've talked a lot about Reece Pinnock, but he is doing a tremendous job. Reece Grocott, he's doing a tremendous job for the minutes he's played in this particular game, up to nearly 20 minutes. So great to see from the youngster as Linton Hodges has come back in. Mark?
Yep, got some proper bigs back. Proper bigs. Cracknell and Champion. Here goes the screen to get Hodges away from the rim. Re-screen again. Pinnock and Einan. Pinnock goes step back, made his last one, and makes another. Reece Pinnock. Wow. Pumped up by Lewis Champion, and the Rockets are in their groove.
That is a tough shot. Great re-screen by Reece Grocott, and Pinnock punished them going under. I tell you what, Jake Einan does a fabulous job selling, doesn't he?
Yeah.
If he were a basketball salesman, he'd be top of the tree. And I really like Jake Einan as well, by the way.
Salt to a slug and all that. Just under 4 to go. Rockets have extended their lead to 12. Doing a better job on the perimeter, but Einan free this time and buries it. Gets them within 9. 3:40 to go.
35 points now for Jake Einan, to go with 10 assists. An incredible double-double.
Pinnock nearly loses the handle, picks it up again.
Good. Sensible from Pinnock.
10 to go on the shot clock. Champion, he now pulls from 3 and he makes one! The backcourt of the Reading Rockets has found their touch. 12-point lead.
And it has been raining threes here today at the Valley in both games.
Linton Hodges and Grocott spins off him. And contact, I think the foul is on Ben Dixon.
Yeah, it is Ben Dixon.
His fourth. Still a bit of management to do here for the Rockets. They're, again, slightly short-handed because of the Jordan Jackson not playing and Finn Porter in foul trouble situation.
Yeah, and I think what we have to remember is an 8-zip run in this game can happen really quickly. So the game is still really finely poised, I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much for a Chose and Einan back-to-back 3 kind of scenario, and we're in the mix of a single-digit game. Here's Champion. Finds Dixon. Got to try and kill some clock here if you're the Rockets, along with keeping the scoring going, and tipped, and it's hard to see where that goes, going the other way. And
yeah, it looked like the Rebels were denying Cracknell on that particular play.
Here's Rory Winter fronting Linton Hodges, empty on the baseline, and Hodges getting an easy 2, and 10-point ball game.
Yes, and it looks like Finn Porter will check back in for the remaining time.
Pinnock Euros round Linton Hodges and gets the friendly roll.
That's a great finish.
Lead back up to 12. Timeout from the Essex Rebels. 2:14 to go. 95 plays 83. Rockets now back in the ascendancy. We're at the end of the fourth quarter. If you are joining us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, very much appreciated. Stick with us to the end of this one as we get ourselves into what could be a close end game. Let's carry on where we were, Fish. The new Bucks Uni link that's gone out on the press release. Tell us more about it.
Yes, well, I think it's a great addition to the programme. Post kind of 18-19. We were looking for different outlets. We've been working with Bucks New Uni for a while now, but now we've got an official partnership. So we're looking for players that have come through our academy to go on to Bucks Uni and still get coached by the Rockets, and to transform their university basketball and get them up the leagues, as well as put a team into Division 3 as well. So it's a really nice, as I say, post 18-19 step, and a great addition to what is an ever-growing pathway.
I think that's what you call a win-win.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I know we've been working closely with Fiona, who's been a big part of the relationship with Bucks University, and her and Matt have really sort of grown the programme and taken a really positive step forward.
Brilliant moves from the Rockets. As now we're back in. Here's Rory Winter, back to Hodges. Porter back in the game. Needs some scoring and they need it quick. Here's Einan from deep. Off left, didn't get his left shoulder into it. Rockets now time to kill some clock again. Cracknell played by Einan. High screen and roll, doesn't go under. Cracknell goes all the way down to the baseline. It's a good finish, and Rockets closing this one out sensibly and professionally, as you like to see.
Yes, they definitely are, and they've had a very positive fourth quarter, holding the Rebels currently to just 12 points.
Musafra from 3, and he gets that one to go, and just another hanging around kind of moment. Not many ticks left in this one. 11-point ball game. Rockets lead 97-86. Champion finds Porter in that short corner. Good footwork, and he stepped on the baseline, and it's going the other way. Bit of a break in the game. We've got our guys from Nobro in the house today with the merchandise. Had a quick look at the table. Some cool stuff.
Yeah, great to have them with us, and another partner for the Rockets.
Einan gets the ball in for 2. Yeah, if you haven't checked them out, they're kind of a US-UK collaboration, aren't they? And some nice hoops-specific gear, so give them a bit of a check out. Rockets just about get away with one there as they threw it away. This time the foul on Winter. Still fouls to give here for the Rebels.
There have been a lot of points at the Valley this afternoon.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, crikey.
Great for the spectators.
There's 180 being put up now, like, there's a lot. This one winds down, 40 seconds to go. 8 on the shot clock. Porter hammered by Hodges.
Yeah, I'm a bit, I was going to say starstruck, that's not the right word.
starstruck.
Well, in your company, I always am. But, Lee fouled, and he had nothing else he was going to do there.
No.
And the ref was kind of like, I suppose I better call that.
Yeah.
I think it's important just to call the game as it is, shall we say.
Nobro actually in the house. Thanks for joining us. The stand looked busy at the half-time when I got over there to check it out. Saw some of the merch. Looks pretty good. I got my eyes in for a hoodie somewhere. I need a longer look though. Didn't have a long break. I was too busy getting kids rocket dogs and everything else.
Yeah.
But yes, definitely check them out. As I say, they've got some hoop-specific gear, which in the UK is not always easy to come by. So definitely give them a look. A Rockets partner. I think you can see them on the back of the shorts, right? And are these the shorts with the Nobro one? Maybe it's the other ones.
Yes, no, they certainly are.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, so Nobro, another a proud sponsor of the Rockets, joined us this year, thanks to Noah Brown, a former NBL Division 1 player as well. I believe for the Sheffield Arrows, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I played the Sheffield Arrows. They're very retro uniforms.
Do you mean darts in Sheffield, or actually
some arrows in Sheffield? Sounds terrific.
It does, doesn't it? Hereward on the hockey.
But yes, that's the final thing I'm saying. Go check out all the Nobro stuff. It is, as I say, hoop specific. It's good for people here in the UK because we don't get a whole lot of that stuff. So go and support. It's local to the UK. Collab with the US, so go check it out. One day Fish will be given a discount code, and we can say like discount code Mark and Fish.
Yeah.
Say they sent you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. A steal here from Essex with under 30 seconds to go and nothing doing, and that should just be about the last play of the game. Shot clock is turned off. It's an 11-point game, and the Crowd will continue to defend.
The crowd want 100 though.
Oh, they want to put 100 up. Lob up top to Finn Porter, and that is the 100 off the alley-oop as the crowd goes crazy. Einen makes a three, but this one's all about the Reading Rockets. Sell-out crowd, full house, it's loud here. Let's get ready for the next couple of weeks. There's big games and playoffs at stake. The Rockets lead this one and win 101 to 91. What a game, Fish.
Yeah, it's absolutely rocking in here, and it's a really hard-fought win for the Rockets. They were made to work for the entire game, but they did a great job in the fourth quarter. They held their opponents to the least amount of points they conceded in any quarter, and some great standout performances, none more so than Troy Cracknell, who had 28 points and 10 rebounds. But yeah, you have to put credit to the Rebels. They were awesome, and it was a privilege to be able to commentate on this one.
Been a great game. Noah from Nobro says yes, played at Sheffield, now lives in Atlanta, Georgia, somewhere where I have also lived in my life. We can talk about that another time, but yeah, I'm all about Atlanta. Lovely city, cool city as well to live. As you say, Troy Cracknell, phenomenal. Jake Einen puts up a 40-piece along with 11 assists. It's a big night for
incredible
Jake
outing.
Einen.
He really shot the ball superbly, and yeah, that's a tough one for him. 40-piece and losing the game, but he should be proud of his performance. He did a fantastic job for his team tonight.
Yeah, tough one. Owen Cho's chipping in with 26. Again, I guess from a Reading perspective, phenomenal job on Owen Cho's second half, because he had 23, I think, at the half. So they've held him quiet in the second. Good adjustment, and it's probably the difference when it's all said and done.
Yes, and I think that's what I really like about the Rockets team this year. They do make some really positive adjustments. They've had some slender disadvantages at the half and have come back to win the game. And I think Coach Nurazade, Coach Titmus, Coach Ray Alloy do a really good job with that stuff. But it's something that the Rockets will need to go back and just have a look at, because they certainly don't want primary weapons in you know, heading towards the postseason, scoring such high points. But yeah, congratulations to the Rockets, because they ground that one out, and they had 5 players all in double figures.
Leaves us after the big fist bump from Linton Hodges to say this is a good time to get your tickets going forward. The next couple of weeks we are a sellout today, and the queue was still massive at tip-off time, so this is a great time to book your tickets early. They go on sale early in the week. Get them booked in, don't leave it to chance, because the next couple of weeks are only going to get busier, and right before the playoffs you're going to want to have your tickets ready so you can take a seat to see the Rockets playoff run. Fish, thank you for joining me again. It's always a pleasure.
It is a privilege. I'm very grateful to be on the stream with you, so thank you very much for a good time, and I look forward to doing it all again very soon.
Absolutely. Join us next time. For Ben Fisher, I'm Mark Aylward. Speak soon.